Today I want to talk about a news organization that from my travels around the world, I see like they basically control most of the media. This institution is run by a man named Rupert Murdockh, and gotta give it to him, he's very successful. He's actually changed the political landscape around the world. So for you guys out there that think most news is fake, or that you hear the term fake news, this is something that wasn't really heard of in America until like this current election became mainstream. I remember the only time when that term was used was during the 1930s. So it kind of made me curious, who is the guy behind the news organization that's saying that his news is the truth and all other news is fake? So I kind of looked it up and find me that's ran by an expat. And probably most Americans don't even realize that the main news source that most of them like, here especially on the far right, is actually ran by a non-American or a naturalized American citizen as of recently. So let's take a look at this guy who basically changed the face of politics, not only in the United States, but worldwide. His name, Rupert Murdockh.
In June 2015, controversial media mogul Rupert Murdockh announced that he would be stepping down as CEO of 21st Century Fox. The success of his sensational tabloid style has made the 84-year-old business magnate extremely rich and politically influential. So how did he do it? Who is Rupert Murdockh? Well, Rupert Murdockh was born in Australia to Sir Keith Arthur Murdoch. His father was the owner of a thriving newspaper group, News Limited. After inheriting News Limited at the age of 21, Murdoch was credited with inventing the modern tabloid. He increased his newspaper's popularity by using eye-catching headlines and scandalous stories. Over the next few decades, Murdoch purchased a large number of newspaper companies in Australia, the United Kingdom, and the United States. Within 50 years, his News Corporation came to own more than 800 companies in over 50 countries. This pushed his personal net worth up to $13.9 billion and made him one of the richest people in the world. As the controlling interest in a large number of popular media companies, he has been criticized for pushing a politically biased slant in his publications. Murdoch's support of British Prime Ministers Margaret Thatcher and Tony Blair has been evident in the coverage they've received in his papers. Regular secretive meetings between Blair and Murdoch became the topic of much controversy in Britain. So did the revelation in 2011 that the current British PM David Cameron had also been secretly meeting with Murdoch. In 2011, one of his companies, News International, came under investigation for hacking into the voicemails of certain public figures. In connection to the case, Murdoch himself has been investigated for bribery and corruption by the FBI. In 2012, he resigned from News International. Murdoch's media holding company, News Corporation, was the third largest media conglomerate in the world in 2009. In 2013, it was split into News Corp and 21st Century Fox. His style of media is best seen in the extremely successful and conservative Fox News cable channel, with a direct opposition to liberal viewpoints. However, Murdoch has openly supported Hillary Clinton, and in 2008 predicted that Barack Obama would win the election, calling him a rock star. Murdoch has been criticized for the opinionated bias of his publications and the global shift to a more popular but misleading style of tabloid journalism. However, his overwhelming success in publishing suggests that many are receptive to this approach. In 2009, Fox News was responsible for 9 out of the 10 most watched cable programs. In Australia, his newspapers accounted for nearly 60% of the daily newspaper market. Although insider sources have said his recent stepping down is more of a title change than a leadership change, it's clear that his legacy and methods will continue for a long time to come. The importance of good journalism is often overlooked, but there are times when a story has changed the course of history. To learn about some of these stories, watch our video here.
Sometimes journalism doesn't just report on an issue, but changes the issue itself. With the rise of blogging, clickbait, and low-effort journalism, it might be worthwhile to look at some reporters who changed the course of history.
Please remember that you can subscribe to see all of our newest videos, and thank you, as always, for watching Test Tube News.